Welcome back, everybody, to Foundations. This will be Season 2 of the city of Draumheim. I want to start off by thanking everybody for the support on the first season. Currently, as of recording this, only 2 episodes have been released, but you guys so far seem to be liking it, and I'm eager to innovate and try new things and expand upon it here in Season 2 as we expand the city of Draumheim. Now, between episodes, a couple of things have changed. I've constructed this bridge just as an additional way for soldiers to get out and for future expansion, maybe. I have boosted the labor splendor and clergy splendor up past 300, and I've unlocked the monastic abbatial church as well as the city belfry. Most of that was just spamming these cypress trees. They provide 3 splendor per, and as you can see, I don't mind the look of them. I think I did a much better job on the monastery than the manor, but that's okay. As well, I've been trying out fencing in the fields, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm still lukewarm on it, and we'll come back to it. Lastly, that has changed is in the tavern, I've created an inn, hired 2 new innkeepers who are citizens, and that has been quite a boost to our gold production. As you can see, last month they brought in almost 700 gold, which is kind of crazy. And that's just a extended up inn lodge, and then I added a little side thing. The colony has been doing okay. One major change I did need to do is I need to import beer. I'm importing 100, and we use about 60 a month at the tavern, it seems. I was getting entertainment issues in some of our commoners in the city, and that seems to have resolved the issue. The last outstanding thing is that one of the soldiers is complaining about barracks. There's plenty of space here, and they have a home. I'm wondering if it's just a scheduling issue, like they aren't scheduling enough time for themselves to get to a barracks. Not entirely sure on that one. And so that brings us out here, where I have purchased a smattering of territories in the area with the intent on expanding. This used to be a big forest. I don't know if you'll remember from previous episodes, but I've asked my builders to clear it out while I have been dilly-dallying around and making sure that the colony is up to snuff and upgrading the last few things. And I think they've done enough of a job for us to start. And I want to start with fortifications. Specifically not castle fortifications. I want village. Because I think these heavy fortifications for the village look much better. And I've been thinking as well about the future of this mining part of the colony. And we have every single resource here, including duplicates of, I believe, iron and stone. So we've got gold, quartz, 2 iron, 2 stone. I want to be making just about everything, for sure. And one thing to consider with that is spear makers and swordsmiths require some light fortification, as well as jewelers require the same. So I was thinking about how I want to do this. And I want to, let's pull up my little wand so I can display things. I want to build a colony, not a huge one as I was thinking. I cleared out a lot of space in anticipation of building a big colony down here, but I don't think that's what I want to do. What I think I want to do is I want to build a smaller surf-based colony down here. Apologies, I'm a little sick. And I want to build a larger, more commoner focused colony on this lower portion of this mountain. And I want to build our large abbatial clergy all the way up here at this tip. I think that'll look nice. That'll create a nice, interesting diversity of things to look at. And I think it'll serve us better in the long run. So I'm thinking a little colony battery here, right? And then we have meat, cheese, wheat expanding out here. And I'm thinking we'll do our hunting Ooh, honestly, out here seems like a really, really good opportunity because it's kind of close. And so the mines are tucked in here, and then farming basically expands outward. We will have people live here, and then over here, I will create a light fortification area for some of our more refined productions. We can't keep them with the colony simply because they'll create undesirable places to live. And so we're going to take all that into account, and we're going to show off some of the new things that I've learned about how the game works, and we're going to hopefully build something really cool. I think here's about as good a place as any to start. So let's start by constructing a wall. Here I want to add another gatehouse. And we will have it coast along this wall. Come inwards a little bit. An additional gatehouse. Okay, it's shaping up to be pretty big. That's okay. I think we need the space. I think we're going to need several additional gatehouses. Future planning here. Trying to keep in mind where productions might be. And I think this is as good a place as any to curve it in. I think another gatehouse is necessary. And then maybe we'll bring it home. Now, how big is this area compared to Draumheim? It looks to be about 3/4 the size. I think we're going to get a lot of space savings in this area, as I don't think we'll be needing as much. God, I kind of don't like how this looks. I wish there was a way to change it. I wish there weren't so many towers. I think that's what I'm feeling about this, but overall it doesn't look the worst. So let's continue to plan. This will provide heavy fortification. So we're going to need our manor somewhere. We're going to need a church. I want to build a city market. We're going to need a tavern. And those, I think, are our main constructibles. Pride of the laborers. The city belfry bolsters the happiness of nearby residing villagers. Okay. So let's take a gander at a simple market. Where would I want this to be? I think I want the market closer to this side, as this is where the food will be coming from for a majority of the time. So we have a market. I've never fully played with this. What does increasing this do? Does this do anything beneficial? I'm not entirely sure. And then I guess you line it with stalls. So what do we got? Berries, fish, bread, cheese, meat, veggies. Am I missing anything? And fish? I don't know if we'll be able to supply fish to this area, but we will see. And then I guess you put tents on it like that? Surely that's not how you do this, right? Market Hall Dormer. Oh, that's just that. We'll add a couple of those, though. I think they look nice. All right, get out of here. Mission success. I mean, I guess that's how you do it. Red, and green, and red again, and then blue, and then green. Okay, it's got all the things to be functional. I want to do a lot more planning here. I think our church then should... Hello? I remember how to play this game. Definitely. We're going to go for a rustic chapel. Nice and tall. A lot of people are going to be coming to this church. I think that should be okay capacity-wise, though I'm not too happy with how tall this became. I want to... That is quite a large footprint. Need to keep that in mind. Then again, we are going to be having a lot of people here. I want it to peek above, just like that. A side entrance there and a side entrance here. That leaves room on the back for further expansion. I think I want to maybe adjust this. Further inward. And then that. I think I'm liking that look a little better. $72 capacity. How big is our church in Draumheim? 144. I mean, we're taking lessons from the very first episode of pre-building to a size you think you might need. And I think we're going to need a little more than 70. 102 sounds like a better start, and there is room for expansion, I suppose. Okay, so our church is there. We also want a manor house because we want it to be able to have probably a treasury, a tax office, and a watch post. So I'd like to think that the treasury is probably, or the tax office is probably the first. This can go on the edge of town. I'm not too concerned about it. And you know, attaching it to the wall seems kind of cool. So we got a tax office. Let's add a treasury. I don't know, trying out new buildings that we've unlocked. And some fortification here on the wall. Hey, I don't mind that. And then a watch post. I don't think we've used this building quite yet. A nice little intersection there. Let's take a gander at chimneys. I want one there. And I want... Give me one that snaps there. Comes up like that. Now I want some entrances. Simple entrance there. Watch post. I don't think the big entrance fits. What did we use for that one? You know what? Tucked along that side might be kind of unique. In which case, I think I want to adjust that to there. We have a way to store food and feed our villagers. We have a place for them to get church. We have a manor house to collect taxes. The last thing is a tavern, which I want to place closer. Perhaps in this corner. Sounds a little silly, but let's take a gander at what we can do. Something nice and large. A big inn. Do we want a kitchen? Do we want a kitchen? You know, I think we have to try it. Just to say that we did. Though I don't think I want it there. Instead, I want service counter here. One for berry and one for beer. A public space. This is turning out to be quite the interesting building. And a berry brewer, which I'm actually going to sneak in behind here using this one. You need a nice big fireplace. Public lounge. Let's get an entrance. And another entrance. Service counters. I'm wondering if that will cause conflicts. Yeah, that's probably smarter. And again, I don't think it needs to be there. I think perhaps that looks a little better. Boy, that is a funky tavern. But it is what it is. And then I need a builder in town. Now, where resources are going to be probably, well, this is tricky. How's boar population? It's okay. So if I harvest this area, but I could, So with boar logic, the further cut back the forest, the less boars there are, as well as population that travels through there. And I think that if I created a place to harvest wood here, it would compromise the stability we've kind of formed in the boar population here. My theory is if I perhaps plant forest using the forester back here, that would encourage population that could then filter in this way. And I could use this for harvesting then. Now that's just a theory, but we're going to need quite a bit of wood. And I think I will have one on each side. So I guess we should start with the least comfortable side, I think, as that will be more deterministic of our plans moving forward. So what am I looking for here? I'm definitely looking to set up plank production. Do I own this territory? I don't. But I mean, I will. I own this one. I don't need to purchase that one just yet. I mean, why not? Why not, I ask. Okay. Wood cutting will take place here. Hopefully that's a small enough area. Let's get a woodcutter with our tried and true additional post, as well a logistics warehouse. We will need a forester. I'm more inclined to put him over here. And of course, sawmills. It's kind of placed like so. Let's enable immigration once again. Now, we're not going to be able to get people moving in here quite yet. I think that's a little ambitious. I'd like to construct quite a few of these before that happens. Water. I'd like one here. And I'd like one there. And why not? We're going kind of all out here. One there. Okay. Fish, we absolutely can't produce here. So next on the list is berries. For the meantime, before our monastery comes online in this section, let's get berries going. And why not? Let's squeeze another in here. Additionally, we will want bread. Now, how is bread going to look out here? Expanding wheat farms as you get closer to the wall. We find our mill and our bakery. Is that kind of what we're feeling? For now, I'd say yes. So let's get a simple supply of wheat in production. We will construct a 3. I want to be a little spacious with these in light of our past discoveries. Additionally, yeah, so it looks like there's comfortable room for 3 wheat farms, which will lead to a windmill. Wait. Let's construct a granary first. Right here, right on the wall. Yeah. I think that informs us for a smarter decision on windmill placement. And bakery placement. Let's try not to do too much clipping. Okay. All that's coming in. I want to schedule. Oh, you can't be built yet? Why not? Okay, you have a door. One of one. One market stall. Tier access. Is it the cloth? Why are you not happy? I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm really not sure. Let's schedule our church to build. The manor house and the tavern, I think, can wait. So now it's a bit of a waiting game. Let's take a gander back here, make sure things are all well and good. Boy, our common wares production, it's definitely been hit quite hard. And I was thinking of expanding another apiary, adding a couple more monastic citizens, simply for the fact that our poor candle makers just literally have nothing to work on. And it would hopefully lighten the load. So what would that kind of look like? Boy, what is going on here? Are these visitors or something? Interesting. Not quite sure what that was. But I think everybody in here has a job. And so what would it look like? Hear me out here. Two. I mean, it looks kind of silly. That's 4 new, which I think allows us to add 2 more apiaries. Where am I going to put them, though? That's a great question. Boy, it is jam-packed out here, isn't it? Well, that looks like 1. And perhaps I can squeeze in another. Too far. Right there. Okay. 4 more monks set in to join the monastery to work at 2 additional apiaries. Hopefully that improves this kind of situation here. It also adds more honey to be sold. Now, can I dedicate? Yeah. I need a perfect split. 2 women, 2 men. Show me that right here. Show me 4 new citizens, 2 women, 2 men. Oh, I love you. Perfect. All right, we don't have to think about that. Again, for a minute, let's take a gander out here. Berries have been constructed. The sawmill operation is coming close. Wood planks. I don't want to zone any housing yet for fear of reasons. What does this wall look like to construct? It's not that bad, actually. I anticipated it to be far worse. So before I start moving people in, I want to see the wheat farms, the mill, the bakery, the city market hall, and the church constructed. And then I will zone housing and I will just flood with new serfs. And we're going to keep them all serfs for now. We've learned our lesson with that. I want to get food online here. I want to get meat trickling in. And once that's done, I want to upgrade to level 3 housing. And then is when we will begin the mining operation. Now, that being said, I think we're going to have to construct the wall sooner than anticipated. Perhaps before we begin welcoming villagers, but we will see. Purely for the fact that I'm going to want high density housing right off the bat, so that way, or at least medium density, so that way that these workplaces fill in appropriately with villagers that are working close. Our apiaries are still under construction. Where did I place that other one? I don't even remember. There's one there. Ah, one there. I think we prioritize the monastery construction, honestly. Interestingly enough, this is filled in. This used to be a path here that people took, and now they're not really taking it anymore. Another reason why I'm still not entirely sold on the fence. Because look, now the field is a little cut off. That being said, though, I think I have overbuilt this field to begin with. Yeah, leave it at that. Because they don't seem to be getting to the whole rest of this field. No new villagers yet. 1 wheat farm is up. Let's take a gander at what I would be looking at here. You know, I want to do something different. This colony is all about being a little different. Let's try squares. Never done this before. This is more difficult than anticipated. Got it perfect. Yeah. And then... Oh, it's based on your camera. Oh, I see. Yeah. That's funky. A little more difficult, but perhaps the reward will be worth it. Our skirmish. I sent them out on the skirmish season to unlock these, which seems to... Oh, wow, they added a ton. What? That's crazy. We got spearmen here. 9 out of 10? Did we lose one? We lost one. Oh. Hear me out. Welcome to the Spear Battalion. Train up. You're gonna need it. um. Oh, that's interesting. And then we'll set them on their way on a convoy escort. Or do I want to do that one? Ooh, there's tantalizing options now. Second grade mission. Companies of second and third grade can undertake these moderately challenging missions. No companies of the required military grade. So does everybody in here need to be soldiers? As a rank, ranks increase over time. Once at their highest rank, combatants must be promoted. Okay, interesting. I'm inclined to send them out again, maybe on a bread mission to level her up. And then we'll take a gander at what it takes to get a soldier, because they're going to require entertainment. But I mean, they kind of already do that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Show me. Yeah, let's go back to Circle Zone. I want you to reforest this, but additionally, I would like you to reforest all of this as dense as you can. And I want to do that pretty early on. So our church is up next. It's quite expensive. But I'm going to let our builders cook. Our apiaries have been built. I've also been upgrading our monastic citizens. We have 20 more manuscripts. Best way to do it, absolutely, is to go to the bailiff and, yeah, come through here. Look at this. Wow, almost all of them are up. That's nuts. I wonder if that's why we're crushing back on some of our monastic simple stews. Yeah, these people are working overtime here. What does herbs look like? 91 still. We're still doing okay on it, which is astonishing to me. I think the important thing there was building a backlog early, and I think that has helped us quite a bit. Private quarters is fine. I don't think I'm going to do steel yet, because that's wood, tools, coal. I don't even know how we make steel. I'm pretty sure it's an additional iron operation, but I mean, we'll tackle that when we're out here. No, thank you. All right. Let's schedule the wall to be constructed. And now it's kind of a waiting game. I want to get all these up before we consider bringing any citizens in. I think it's just going to be for the best. And we will only be hurting our colony by rushing and trying to fill these out now. And so the plan is get citizens in, fill out forestry and wood production, as well as berries in the market. Then it's filling out wheat. As houses are upgrading and being constructed. From there, it is assessing meat and perhaps expanding wheat. I don't think that 3 will be enough for this down colony here. So I think clearing land out here and making way for additional farms will be needed. Unless maybe we look at upgrading these into bigger farms. Though that being said, I mean, the size that this takes up is nuts. Though you aren't using You're not making it out here. Let's cut you back a little smidge. All right, are you trained up? You are. All right. Head out on bread mission. Bring us back some bread. That's constructed. I imagine they'll start on the rustic church. And so I think I will make a cut here. And we will come back once our wall has been built and our church is. And we can begin welcoming in new people into the village. All right. I'll see you then. Welcome back, folks. You joined me at an excellent time. Our wall is almost done, and our spear patrol is back. Now, I learned here from grades, you must have at least one soldier in order to send them on these more advanced missions. So I think we're going to tackle that next time. I think we're going to continue to run the berries and fish mission. And let's see how we're doing here. Oh, we're just a crumb away from completing our wall. In between the cut and now, all I really did was I refined some of the wheat field sizes and I put up a new fence construction around. I think I'm committed to the fences. I think it's going to look good. But yeah, we're just waiting on that last little bit. And I think I am okay to start zoning. Now, I don't want to zone the entire area in housing. For example, I'd like to leave a little bit of space. With that being said, there's going to be just a ton of room initially here to grow. Leave a little alcove around there, as well an alcove around the church. And I'll leave the back of the church open for any future plans we may have. And an alcove around the city market, just so we don't run into any sort of constraints. Fill it in. Let's chop this back. Cut this back. That looks okay to me. Push this back here. A little more. Just a smidge there. We'll go ahead and zone over the builder's hut. I don't foresee any issues there. And that officially marks the completed construction of the wall. Immigration should be enabled. And we are ready. Quite exciting, actually. I want to leave our builders open, besides the fence, to construct houses. And so, yeah, look at all of these vacancies. This is amazing. Let's see here. We have enough splendor. I think I'd like to purchase pole arms next. And does that teach us how to make steel? Iron, iron, iron. I guess not. Is steel something we have to import? Does anybody sell steel? It's probably best viewed here. Yeah, Castle Harbor. It looks like we're going to have to import all of our steel, which is interesting. I guess it forces you to really rely on trading, making sure you have a stable economy if you want to be able to supply steel weapons. That being said, I mean, what's the benefit? You know? Like, what sort of benefit am I getting from charcoal, iron smelter, spearmaker's hut? Will unlock pole arm. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see as we go. And of course, as we established this new set of colony people. We are going to keep our fundamentals in mind, making sure that housing is okay. Nobody is struggling with food. All of our serfs' needs are met. That way we can maintain our sort of perfect infrastructure that we have, so to speak. The biggest concern I see right now is that we can't make fish in the new city. So we're going to be importing it. And I'm just curious how that's going to affect our supply. Now, I want the forester's hut and I guess a berry farmer. We only got 2. That's okay though. Go ahead and start building your homes here in the new city, which will need a name, currently unnamed. What would be a good adjacent to Draumheim? Well, I guess the whole region is kind of called that, but I like to think of this area as Draumheim. So what could this be? If that's Dream City over there, this is kind of more salt of the earth, production focused. Our next bundle of serfs is in. Once again, only 2, but definitely I want a transporter and a marketeer just to begin the sort of foundations of an economy here. We have our first home. Our berry farmer is our first official resident here in this new town. And there's the second home quickly after. Let's see which stall is being occupied, I wonder. Hopefully the berries. I do have that set as the first one, and that's the first market tender, so I'm hoping that kind of logic makes sense. Now we do need patrol in order to level up our housing. So I'm wondering if it's a good idea to build the manor now. And I think it is. And get at least a watchman out to wander our empty shell of a town. Get some houses going up. Our forester is absolutely going to be gunning wild here, as I have asked them to basically replant the thicket in this massive area. Hoping they can do that before I kind of really need to hunker down on wood production. But we shall see. Our next batch of citizens is arriving, this time with 3, it looks like. Now, absolutely, I want an additional berry forager, but I also want a market tender and a transporter. That seems like a logical continuation to me. Another bundle of people. 3 again. Now, the whole operation here isn't built yet, but perhaps I can see if I can establish some early patrolling nonetheless. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, especially with the fact that I have other patrollers. I'm hoping they don't come all the way out here. I feel like that would be a little silly, but we shall see. The other, well, I want a builder, and I'd like a wood chopper. That way we have some on-site building at the very least. So that's what these groups of people are. I wondered what this like large smattering of folks was, but I'm guessing if I turn on visitor tracking, we can see pretty easily that they're a group of people looking for some simple lodging, rustic food, and water, which is quite cool. I have no doubt that they'll find everything they need. Yeah, look at that. Travelers from outside towns, perhaps. It boosts our economy. Our inn is making hand over fist at the moment, and here soon I should be able to afford drinking taxes, which will continue to up our income. Now, so far, it seems like our patrollers are staying in their lane, so to speak. And it has resulted in our single patrolman keeping up here. Hopefully going to be increasing the density of the houses as we get more and more people. Now, next up, what do I want to build? What do I want to fill out? There's so much. I think the market tender is okay for now, so maybe we start wood. Yeah, let's see. We got 3. Let's get our village priest, a transporter, and our last berry forager. Keep the berries out on the shelf. That'll be crucially important, I think. One house has already flown up to tier 2 density. I have no doubt in my mind that it will continue to go up to tier 3 soon. And I think it'll just be a little bit of an awkward period as resources begin slowly flittering in and things balance out here. I did tell it to stock fish, and boy did it stock fish, but let's take a gander at fish out here. 18, and in the storehouse, not much. Oof. I think a 3rd fishing hut is a wise idea, since we are now exporting fish. Perhaps there's even room for a 4th, which is mind-boggling, honestly. And we have plenty of housing in here. Yeah, plenty. So I have no concerns about adding another person back to Draumheim. So a fisher there, probably another builder. Seems like a wise idea. Again, only 2. A little frustrating. Our forester seems to have done an excellent job reforesting, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the foresting zones that I had set. Mainly that one. And I'm going to wait for that one to fill in a little bit more. I'm curious if my theory on boar populations, and it seems like it's gotten a little better. I imagine these boars will slowly flitter out from there. And there's still all of that area over there. 2 new. That's not built yet. So I think I'm okay. Boy, gee, what do I want to... You know what? Builders. We need more builders. Sold 100. We must be going through ale like crazy here at the lounge. And I mean, it's wild to think that I have an overabundance of hops. I have 2 breweries going, albeit at 50% production because of their commoner status, but still. You'd think 2 breweries to 1, even at half production, would be enough, but I guess not. That'll probably be the thumbnail for the new episode. 3 new people. I'd like to prioritize the fishing hut. I think it's going to be quite important, as essentially we're going to need to fill this stockade before fish comes back to the market in Draumheim. How much fish do we run through on average out here? Oh yeah, it's quite a bit. Still nothing. We will chug along. Let's get a single person there. Patrol, watchman. I mean, we're going to need a lot of wood. I guess I will assign some more there. Our patrol is still out doing okay. Homes are filling in at higher and higher densities. Still only a maximum of tier 2, though I anticipate that to change. Ah, our fisherman hut's finally been built. And just in time, too, is more people are flooding in. And I think it was a good idea sending the spearmen out on a berry mission and fish mission, as I think the fish is what's going to ultimately suffer the most in this transition, as we're just being very bullish and aggressive on stocking fish there. Welcome in, folks. I want 1 fisherman. And then I would like 2. I don't need that quite yet. Yeah, let's round out logging, I guess. I'm hoping the manor house will be completed soon, as I'm going to need to assign more watchmen to this area if I want any chance of being able to keep up. Now, one strategy I did see online that I thought was really quite smart was building small watchtowers. So you'd come here, you'd go to manor house, and you build a watch post of like a single tower, basically. And that's, you'd leave it at that, you'd build that. And then you'd build like 2 or 3 smattered around where your housing bubble is. And the idea is that with the regular way of constructing it, the patrols kind of clump up like this. And it's not as effective at, you know, maintaining a wide spread of patrol coverage and satisfaction for your citizens. And I think that that should probably be something that's looked at from the game by the developers, because I feel like that's a sort of thing that kind of holds colonies back a little bit unfairly, I think, requiring you to overbuild for a game mechanic that I think could do with some change. And I think that that strategy that I talked about would allow you to have a bigger housing cell, basically, with less overall watch people assigned, if that makes any sense. We have filled out our lumber camp. I'm inclined to add more market tenders, but I really think I've got 3. You know what? Let's just do 3 at the warehouse. We'll start with that. This is almost completed. We're waiting on just a little more here at the watch post. Houses are continuing to go up as people are moving in. I think next it would be a wise idea. Oh, is that our first tier 3? It is. What a funky looking building. What a funky building. How are our scripts? 26. Like the bailiff to come through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The list is getting shorter and shorter. We only need 55 more manuscripts to promote everybody to brother and sister. Oh, wait, that's just brother. Oh my god, there's a lot more. Holy cow. And then a prior. What would we even need a prior for? Like, you're good as brother and sister. I don't understand what we'd need a prior for. Brother and sister. Brother and sister. Range, brother and sister. Brother and sister, brother and sister. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe winemaking is heavily bolstered by having a prior, but I mean, the rewards don't seem to be worth it. I mean, that's a heavy investment in monastic scripts. That's 50. That's 50, which is quite ludicrous. We have 2 more citizens coming. Our watch post still isn't built. I think that they I'd actually like to flip this around. Well, I can't really anymore. Yeah. That's okay. No trades at this moment. Yeah, the watch post ain't built, so I figure let's get some people on wheat. Get it growing. That's too large for you. That's okay. Oh, I feel bad. These poor people have not had a home yet. Basically just been upgraded. Look, another one literally just popped up. It's like they get a single chance to get a little bit of construction on their house, and then boom, it's tier 3. Wood production is trickling along. Now that that's all in. Still would like to see this shoot up. Waiting on tools and some planks. Because eventually the number of houses is going to exceed what a single patroller can meaningfully handle, and then we're kind of in hot water there. Because that would kick us all the way back down to low density. Just be a straight shot in the foot, I think. Another bundle of 3. Let's see. Ah, I made it just adequate enough for that amount of people. Wow, look at all these tier 3 houses. That is quite ironic. Yes, yes, keep constructing this watch post. I think it is the most needed building in the village at the moment. Heavy hit on the planks. A lot in construction. I don't doubt that. Thankful we had a backlog. Oh, we have a completed house. That's very nice to see. How you have vegetables is beyond me, honestly. I guess you're taking from here. Oops, there's veggies there. Welcome back. We have some wounded, so we can't send them out right away, but that's all right. Average. Employment is average. Yeah, that's what I thought. Everybody's employed. I hope we built enough housing. I mean, it's a lot of people to cram in to those high density. And surely we should be able to outfit our kingdom, right? You'd think, but then I'm looking like, I mean, this is almost this is a full medium density house and people in just windmills. And then we have mines, and then I want to do construction and infrastructure, and the number of people that's required starts stacking up real quick. We'll tackle it as it comes, though. New people. 2. I think we should absolutely get another patroller in. And then probably another carpenter. That seems like a good idea. I mean, what? There's room for... Oh, there's got to be enough room here, right? Right? There's got to be. Boy, gee, berries are just flowing out of our ears. Like, that's pretty ludicrous. These houses are finally getting built. Look at this. This is like almost a monstrosity of a house. It's wild that they can generate that big. Right? I mean, like, the footprint of this is like double this, but they house the same people. Which, I mean, it adds variety for sure, but feels a little unfair if I'm, like, really trying to get as many citizens in here as I possibly can. I'm imagining you guys have coins piling out of your ears. A little bit. Does that mean the tax collector's making their way all the way out here? That's that's far for sure. We have 4. I think they all got to go to the market hall. I'm not going to lie. We're going to let wheat build up a little bit, but I think they should all really filter in there. Seems like we're finally catching up in terms of building construction. Let's take a gander at the borers again. And things seem to have stabilized quite a bit, which I like. I can go ahead and remove this area from planting. I think it's served its purpose. And we'll keep it at just this Small harvesting of wood. They're still here. They've kind of shied away from the people, but I think a big benefit was just flooding that area with forestry. I think that was quite good. And you know, maybe there's something to be said about a hunting camp over here now. You know? Hunting this area, which I mean, now that we own this, we can kind of push that a little bit. But maybe that's over hunting. I don't know. I almost let those citizens go. That would have been bad. Yeah, we definitely want to fill out the market stall some more. Things are coming along. I mean, I'd originally planned to put it out here, but I don't know if that's as good of an idea as I thought now. I'm thinking either another wheat field or dairy production out here. Just because, I mean, we're going to need as much food as we can, because there are going to be commoners here, not citizens. I'd like to think that we'll have room for citizens up here on top of the mountain, but we'll see. We shall see. How's fish? I forget I can track it. Still building up a backlog buffer, though that's full now, which is a good sign, which means that Draumheim will begin picking up again, hopefully. Meat. Yeah, I mean, just, we got a lot of people. Lots of vegetables. And cheese is struggling, as usual. I don't know if we'll ever escape that. We have 2 new people. I don't think they should go into the market this time. I think a person on wheat and filling out the sawmill is a good idea. Right? Because this is full. Ah, that's right. So a farmer out here wouldn't be too bad. Keep the wheat. We'll fill out all the farms, and then we'll fill out the production chain. Lots going on, but things are still okay. People are complaining about refined food, and that makes sense. I don't think we're serving any here. I don't think vegetables are. That's for darn sure. Wow, we actually sold berries. It's crazy to think. What's vacancy look like? Oh yeah, we got quite a bit of space still for people, and about half the town is filled up in terms of land development. Dare I say it's time to consider our mining operation? I think I might just be bold enough to agree. Now, what do we got over here? We got stone, we got coal, and we got quartz. Now, that's several different production chains. So let's start with stone, because that's probably the simplest. There we go. Need you to latch on. Nope. There it is. Crane's a required piece. Put it right in the middle. And a little cart. Why not? More people coming to town. Where do I want them? I think I want them on the wheat field. And maybe another patrolman. Maybe. Oh boy, why has cheese just collapsed in front of our eyes? Yeah. Wheat, too large for that. That's okay for now. Another patrol. And let's get this wheat field started. Alright. Back over here. So, I want an area just for stone. I don't think we're going to need anything beyond a single warehouse. But we'll make stone, we'll store it, and then we will get a stonemason's hut. Probably just one. But I'd like it to have the upgrade. We're packing it in pretty tight here. Though I should consider that. Yeah, a single, and then give me a little campfire for stone cutting. Improves workplace function. Sure. I've never used it before. So that's our first little battery that we're looking at. Now, what's quartz need? I've never ever done quartz in this game. Glass from quartz, coal, and tools. Okay. So we won't be doing that quite yet. I think it'd be wise to add an additional 2 workplaces here. Yeah, people are starting to build up a need for refined food, so we should probably get the production chain rolling, at least a little bit. 2 people, so we will get a single miller and a baker. I'm gonna need a lot of charcoal. That's for sure. And I think it would be wise to put it nearby. Maybe? Maybe not. We're going to go with 2 charcoal huts. As well as... I mean, is our forester, like, tapped out? Like, what's the vibe check here? Because, like, if I set this area here and I dedicated a little more to harvesting, because one thing I learned is that charcoal huts, they actually harvest their own wood. They don't get it from a storehouse. They go out and they harvest it, which is kind of wild. Things are still okay. Refined food is definitely piling up now. So with 2 new people, probably somebody in the granary and somebody in the market hall, as construction continues out here. Part of me wants to think it's okay to add an additional spot here. I wish it wasn't too far. That's a little frustrating. Yeah, the refined food shortage hopefully will end soon. I don't think it's going to cause our people to leave in any sort of expedited fashion, but it's important to keep track of. Yeah, that's like what you're complaining most about. And it's wild to think that only half the village is still built up. And we still have a whack ton of vacancies. Now, while we wait, I'm liking the fences, I think. It's creating interesting paths, though, through the fields that I don't know if I'm entirely happy with, but it is what it is. Now, I don't know if I like the fences through the middle to separate. Not entirely sold on that one yet. These are flying up. 3 new folks. Where do we want them? A market tender is a good idea. And then more workers in the field? Maybe not for now. Maybe an additional miller. Get through some of that wheat backlog that I'm sure we have. Yeah, we're already maxed out on it. There we go. There's a little bit of bread. Already bought up, but it's going to do wonders to tackle our refined food shortage. Alright, while we are waiting, I think I would like to take a gander at continuing our fence project around the fields. Now, I haven't been paying too close of attention of where these guys are kind of filtering in, but I mean, I'm sure I can make an educated enough guess. Ooh, yikes. Okay, we're kind of riding the line on it. And maybe that's a good delineation to be able to tell these fields apart, so to speak. I don't know how many people we just brought in, but... Perfect. New building? Maybe not. We still have space, which is wild. Maybe that will end soon. You know what? A merry fair is a good idea. Let's keep happiness blossoming in the city. Let's maintain our focus on food and filling out this before we begin filling out our production lines. But that being said, that doesn't mean I can't begin building. Absolutely want the iron quarry to be pretty well established. Just average immigration due to employment, but employment is solved. I keep our planks. Now with iron production, oddly enough, I think I want another warehouse. But this one's definitely going to be a double. We're going to put it right in the way of everything, for sure. And I'm going to want, God, like a lot? Is that fair to say? This doesn't require fortification, which is good. That's right there. So I guess a smelter there and a blacksmith here. And we're going to see how that gets us in terms of what tool production looks like. A single person. One person. Let's finish out that. Bread's on the table now, which is nice. But show me production chains. Let's take a gander at our food and double check that everything's okay. We got lots and lots of berries in Draumheim and lots in town. Vegetables seem like they're okay. Meat is definitely a sore spot at the moment. Fish is also in a little bit of a rough position. Bread is beginning to filter through, and cheese is about the same as it was. So it's crazy that they're stocking it all the way at that market out there. Not my desired outcome, but I guess not entirely unwelcome. Let's see what we can do about meat out here now as well. Actually, we got some new citizens. 3 of them. We want to add them probably 1 each here. All right, back to the question at hand. Hunting. I mean, am I crazy to think that I think I could get away with putting hunting out here? Like, it seems wild, but because I didn't anticipate being able to do it. But I mean, why not? You know? I think we planned pretty well. Yeah, I want them to travel for hunting for sure. And, you know, maybe hunting just takes up this whole friggin' area. And I allow a hunter's hut over here. And a annoyed visitors. What? We got 3 new people coming in. I think it's a safe bet to say that that's full up. Got a lot of people transporting stuff around. I think I'd like them to. Gosh, I want to keep adding people to wheat. Getting that refined food going. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's probably the safest bet. As much as I'd love to tackle other things at the moment. Gosh, having high density serfs is a blessing. It's an absolute blessing. Like, we're holding this colony here at this small of a size. Yeah, who was annoyed? Why were they annoyed? Are we out of beer? We have plenty of beer. Let's go. A new house cropping up as well as another one. Ah, I see. Okay. So there were some people holding out on homes, as anticipated. Nothing for the bailiff to do quite yet. Monastic scripts seem like they're in progress. Progression, let's go ahead and unlock drinking tax and steel swords. And we'll go ahead and enact that drinking tax right now. That seems like a smart idea. 2 new people. Easy answer, transporter and baker. We're almost done filling out the bread line. Lots and lots of people involved in that. The fence has gone up, surprisingly. I didn't anticipate it to go up that quickly. And it's kind of divided our fields, but we will see how that floats around. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about it. And we've got 2 more people left to welcome into the village for today's episode. And they are going to go right to milling. I want to thank everybody for once again tuning in to the Foundations. Season 1 was quite excellent. We are continuing on building from those good ideas here in Season 2. Let's go ahead and send our troop out on some bread missions. To cover what we've done today, we have straight up launched our new town. Here it is. It has gone from literally nothing this episode to this full-fledged production. About half the town is currently built up in buildings, and we have food beginning to trickle in. We have a new market hall, first in our entire colony. We're looking at next episode, filling out our workplaces, continuing to produce refined foods, filling up the granaries, and making sure everything remains nice and balanced, as it seems like the adding of this new infancy colony has definitely tipped the weight away from our original in terms of food. As you can see, there's some stalls that look pretty empty. Definitely not a good sign, but we're working on it. And then in the future, we're looking at continuing over here, investing in jewelry, and ultimately building the craziest monastery you've ever seen up here on the top. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you again. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.